This week in the news, some Russian miners have a very exciting day at work, and CSX, after 5 years, has finally settled the court case over the death of camera assistant Sarah Jones.
This is Railroad Showcase. On February 5th, workers in a gold mine in the Chelyabinsk region of Russia got a surprise as an electric engine had a short circuit, rolling it forward into an empty elevator shaft. As we see from the security recordings, the engine fell several levels before stopping, causing much damage. Fortunately, none of the workers were hurt. However, the engine will likely require major surgery.
CSX has settled with the family of Sarah Jones, who was killed when a movie director instructed the film crew to shoot illegally on a railroad bridge near Jesup, Georgia in 2014. CSX told them in writing twice that they didn't have permission to shoot on the bridge. The production company was making the never-released film Midnight Rider about singer Greg Allman. The family filed suit against the movie makers, CSX, and the owners of a nearby pulp mill. In 2017, a jury decided that CSX was 35% responsible for the incident and would thus owe $3.9 million. CSX appealed. Director Randall Miller made a plea deal and served 1 year of a 2-year sentence in prison for involuntary manslaughter and criminal trespass. A number of news sources reported that CSX would now be paying the full $3.9 million. Other news sources were more clear when they indicated that the amount of the undisclosed settlement was not known.
That really was tragic.
You know, and it was so unnecessary. I mean, now, of course, the keyboard warriors on the internet just exploded after that news item came out. And, you know, I agree that the railroad wasn't really at fault. If the film crew hadn't been given express permission to be there with the times that they were allowed on the trestle and all of that, then they simply shouldn't have been there. And I really feel for the engineer who's coming up on this scene, and he has to decide, does he throw it into emergency as soon as he sees people? I mean, that can be a dangerous procedure in and of itself, and there's people next to the tracks all the time. When he gets a little bit closer, evidently he did make a brake application, but of course by that time there was no stopping the train.
Yeah. Well, and it seems that most everyone, if not everyone, was off the tracks, but they couldn't get the gurney off the rails. And when the train hit that, it seems like that caused the biggest issue.
Right. And, you know, to my thinking, whoever made the decision to go out on that trestle knowing that they did not have express permission from the railroad, that's the person who was at fault.
Something else that, in my opinion, was completely inappropriate was the lack of sympathy that some people were showing in response to this. No one deserves to die because they were listening to the orders of their boss.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't seem like she was the culpable one.
Right.
You know, the blame for this should not be laid at her feet. And what a tragic loss. But you know, something that I did like that came out of this was there was a grassroots campaign among film crews in Hollywood, all over the United States, all over the world, as a matter of fact. and they called it Slates for Sarah, and they had slogans like "Safety for Sarah" or "Safety on Set," "Spirit of Sarah," and in these PSAs, there were crews that were putting stickers with her name and thoughts of sympathy and remembrance on their slates. So no matter what you're doing, safety is a serious concern. You know, when I was a young man, I used to blow off safety concerns. You know, if you're tough enough, you can make it happen. But a lot of us rail fans are basically a film crew of one, and we're spending all of our time at trackside. These things can happen in a split second. It just isn't worth putting yourself in danger to get that one shot.
Absolutely. And it's always, again, it's horrible when something like this happens. But if there's anything good that can come out of it, such as public awareness of the dangers and the safety measures that need to be taken, then that should absolutely be made known.
Be safe out there, everybody.
For more news, head over to our website and become a member.
Thanks for watching.